All right, good evening, folks. I'm gonna call the meeting to order here at One Academy Street at 6:08 on October 8th, Tuesday, October 18th. The first item on the agenda is
pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice.
Highway C mower.
The mower.
Yeah, new mower. The library stuff we'll talk about. I already got it on here, so. Earl, anything to add? Nope. Cool.
I'd like to add B under Newtown Business, letter of support for AARP winter placemaking grant.
Okay.
Placemaking?
Anything else?
No, thank
No.
you.
Kevin?
I'm good, thanks.
Brian, anything?
Yeah, under Newtown Business of Base now, C, Country Club Estate Stormwater Permit.
Steve, anything? Ed, anything? Oh, good. All right. Your motion to approve the minutes, two of them, joint meeting with village trustees from 10/26 and the October 4th regular meeting. I move.
I'll second.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All right, opposed, as have it. Public comment, anything under public comment? Yeah. Well, of course, so looks like
Your packet is 2 months. We apologize for being behind in the reports. We got the July and August, but I asked him if he had the September one, but I did not get the answer back today when I was looking for it. So, but we do have 2 months. For the months of July and August.
It looks like the months of August and September. Are listed here.
Oh, I see, July and August. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Don't have something.
Like August, boy, but when the date's down here, 8/24, 8/25, 8/30, and 9/26. Well, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
I probably didn't change the month.
Yeah.
Looks good to me. Anybody got anything on that? Not at all on the bowl.
This month, no.
Full town business, Champlain Housing will forgive.
Nothing really. Everything has been recorded and it's done, so it's a done deal now. I put it on there already because I was unsure as to whether there was more to be done, but it's
Yeah.
done.
Okay, so good. We wrote that in one. Swanton Library roof issues. So I spent most of my day Friday between the library and the town garage and here, well, looking at stuff. I did go over the library, crawled up in the attic. Wasn't too ready to have a little bit of crawling, but I did. Yeah, I should have crawled here, but I was already there. It might even have to get out. It's insulated well up there. The problem is, you can't, it's not like we can go have some low insulation in there because all the ductwork runs through there for the whole heating system. So they have to get in and out of there to maintain it. You can't walk through that stuff. I did also Matt made us a roofing over there to look at the roof issue. They did find leaks in the roof up there that we've been having problems with for years in the valley and stuff. Where the ice is backing up and And they did give us an estimate on replacing the roof in this proposal.
I didn't, you know, dollar again.
Yeah, so $29,000 something.
Now, does that address the roof issues in the entryway as well?
Yeah.
I was looking at
Well-
the proposal and didn't see those numbers.
Well, let me back up one step. So the guys got up on that roof first, put it on the main roof. And they patched a couple spots and straightened out some fins that were bad on the standing seam, it was causing some problems. They didn't see anything else out of the ordinary that was causing a leak there.
Okay.
I need to go back when I got a ladder and look up in there inside, because I think half the problems is poorly insulated in there in that entranceway. So all the heat's going right through that roof and it thaws that snow and it melts and freezes and that's what's causing the ice to back up.
Is it ice dam?
Yeah, ice dam. And of course, the way I'm gonna do is get up there and pick that ice off. We can see the dents of the roof or something like that up there over the years counted on it, so. But they did check that all over. And then when they got up on the main roof and the back side. Between the church and there was over the staircase and where the two valleys come down, it's in bad shape up there, leaking where the slate comes down from the old part and the shingles go into the new part. The ridge caps all wore out on the other seams of the roof on the other side. And it makes totally no sense just to go in there and fix that one seam and then replace the ridge caps on a 30-year-old roof already. You might as well replace the roof and have it all brand new. Yeah, I know it's a lot of money, but they're the only ones that come out and give us an estimate. I don't know how many people we call try to get that roof fixed. And they went up there and examined it, and looked at everything, and that's the problem. This will correct the problem. And they have time to get it done this year before it's not flies, so.
Now, you would.
Yeah.
Ask about the 10,000.
Yes.
The board, we spoke about it last year, so that's just putting it in. However. The library from their fund, we give the town $10,000.
Okay, that's what I was talking about. So, okay, so there was 10,000, already, there was 10,000.
Well, you've got $10,000 in the budget from last year that they didn't need.
Yeah,
So
but I thought we said we won't put that money in the budget in the maintenance fund. That's where we put the money.
You actually talked about it, but you didn't actually.
Okay, so we have $10,000. Library money, that's what-
From library money.
So. Yeah, I mean, it's up to the rest of the board. I just didn't take the 10,000, put it toward this. And then use the rest of the ARPA funds to go to the roof.
What about their endowment fund?
Well, that's a good question. But when we took over the library, I believe we took over the building itself and required to take care of the.
I know, but the library,
But
they have endowment.
They do that.
They do, but their endowments are limited to certain
Things,
things.
and I don't believe this.
And it's not,
No,
It's for operational use of the
But
library.
they're
where
without
does that show up on their budget?
it doesn't.
well, they shows that they take money from it every year and the interest and.
You'll do that.
Which they're the first budget out, so the first meeting. in November. Yes.
It's a message.
Well, there seems to be one of many issues at the library.
There's more that I don't want to get to, so. So I actually got a list, a little list. Yeah. I told you I spent a lot of time over there. So the roof. The bed on the roof. The ceiling tiles inside, you need to replace some of them that are clean, damaged from the roof, we can obviously let's fix the roof. That was a question that we need to look at with our MOU, I don't know. I think we're still obligated to fix that stuff also, but just we'll have to make sure in the MOU that what, I think they're just minimal maintenance to take care of their shelving and
Electrical.
minor electrical and that stuff. I don't believe that roof leaking is part of their,
No,
on their.
theirs is basically the operation of their library, the books.
So they got over, they're the same taxpayers.
Yeah. So the ceiling tiles inside, then you replace that for fixed roof. Yeah, all the exterior trim on that building needs to be painted next year, straight and painted, 2 coats of paint. Somebody needs to do a professional job on it, or we're gonna have a rotten mess in the other 3-4 years. There's a couple boards that need to be changed now that are rotten. If we don't catch it now, it's gonna cost a lot more in the future. And I suggest that if that's something we're gonna do for the paint next year. January, February, put it out to bids when people are looking for work, so
Yeah,
that's the best time to put that out. Ceiling tiles. And like I said, I gotta go back again when I got time, a little ladder, look at the entryway, see if there's an insulation issue in there. And then we've already talked about numerous times the furnace over there,
Which,
I think,
oh, not special.
no, go ahead.
I did call Efficiency Vermont,
Okay,
and, I assume that's a gas fired.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I said, they asked me if it was, we call Vermont Gas directly.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that yet, but I am going to see what they would recommend and what they do. He was very honest with me, this guy did not recommend a heat pump for that.
Yeah.
That size building, or, you know, for your primary heating source. So I will be getting.
okay.
And have them go over and take a look.
I honestly think that's something we need to put out the bids for the furnace replacement on it, if we're gonna do it. I mean, they're telling us that it needs to be replaced, it's not gonna get done if we don't get bids on it and.
Yeah.
move forward with it. I mean, not the greatest time of year to put a boiler in a building, but I'm sure they do it all the time, you know, and if it's not, then. I guess the first step is to talk to Alliance Mechanical, the ones that take care of it now, and see what their feeling is the condition. I mean, do they feel it's gonna last till springtime, and then we'll put a new one in the spring. I don't know, I mean, I know life.
Not bad.
expectancy- Well, it still works, but life expectancy is getting shorter and shorter, so.
well,
Yeah.
that's gonna be hard to get somebody in here to do that right now.
Yeah, well, they specialize in that stuff, and wasn't maintained now.
Yeah, but that means they'd be
But that-
doing a job. They'd be getting it, we'd be giving them the job.
Not necessarily, I mean, it would be the nice thing to do, but we really gotta get 3 bids on it, technically.
What about this roofing outfit, can they do it right off?
You can have it run for, health wise, I asked him that,
He's already got this their certificate of insurance.
Brian was, Kevin was, your way, you know, so. But he's a small taxpayer too, so.
What is it? Is it right to give them the job without getting two other machines?
Well, that's the problem, is you can't get to other estimates.
We've been avidly searching for people
It's
to
all-
give us estimates, and these are the only people that come through.
No, I agree with you, Ed,
Yeah.
but this situation here is kind of critical, and we finally, I know Brian, I talked to Brian about this before, and he. You know, I couldn't really any,
No, we've tried and tried. Nobody
if
wants
we
to-
had time, if this was April, I'd say, okay, do it, but.
If you're talking to other people and they said, no, you ought to document it, that way if somebody comes back and says, oh, you didn't put it out to bids, and yes, we did, here's the date and the conversation you had.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I know at least 1 or 2 Brian's got asked for other stuff over there in that, yeah. Got no.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
shows that you tried to comply.
Mhm.
The other thought that's going through my mind. I know it's a lot of money all at once, but. Would we be better off to go ahead and get that furnace taken care of now? Rather than have it shipped to bed in December. Because we said we're gonna put that out for bid. I'm thinking we should put that out for bid now.
They got a backup system in there? No,
I don't know.
Is it one system for the whole?
The whole thing is, it's on the 3rd floor, so something you added.
I thought it was
The furnace,
multi,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
multi-unit one system though, isn't there more than one unit running the system?
Yeah, I think there's 2 furnaces up there in that room.
And that's the cubby hole in the newer part.
No.
No, it's
It's
not
in the
old
old part.
It's the old part plates into the whole building from there.
Well, my concern is gonna be. If we don't do that now. And all of a sudden that furnace dies on us.
Yeah.
We're at their mercy.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We get 3 bids around,
Yeah.
we're,
Oh, yeah,
we're at their mercy.
absolutely.
I mean, that being. our-
We know, I mean, we know it's something we gotta do.
Yeah.
And if it's, you know, you would, yeah, I mean, it's on the hot play. I think we should
Yes.
get some bids and go forward.
Yeah.
Just want to see this. Are you guys in a meeting?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Just want to get your quick one. I have two more meetings on that.
So. I mean, I think the first part is get the roof, you know, and then there is issues with the elevator, too, that they're gonna go over the elevator.
My understanding, there's still excess water in that well.
There's a lot out here dripping in the other day, it's, the problem is that the break is dripping. It's brand new pump, everything that was place is spring, so.
Well, that would be when Abby had said something to me, I had asked immediately, is there a warranty on the pump? And there should be, because it's
Yeah, I don't
not
think there's
very.
anything wrong with pump, it's the power to it, and it's drip. And that's all very, I want to be false. And that brings to the other conversation that I had with Brian the other day is. I hate to say it, but I think it's really important that we have a meet that person to oversee some of these buildings. Especially with elevator, I mean, they came last week to inspect the elevator, it failed because. I don't know if no one was there or what, but they failed because that water thing, well, it was, they were doing inspections, when they could have reached it, reset on their GFI and moved up. So it's something as simple as that, I mean, they don't know that stuff at the library, and I just. And the other thing is. So if we had a maintenance type person, even for 10 or 15 hours a week. They would be responsible to go over there and meet the contractor that's gonna be more work there, so somebody knows what's going on these parts. What we got going on, so we have a better control of it. It is our building, but
Pay them as they work, or salary, or it's not.
I don't know that,
It's not about it.
no, it's not, yeah, I don't know, we would have to hammer all that out, but.
Maybe there's people that do that for a living. It might not be just working for Swan, they might be working for several other,
Property manager.
property management, it might not be a bad idea. I mean, it seems like a lot of these things at the library, didn't just happen,
No,
now.
and I just, not that, and they're fine over there doing a great job, but we need somebody that, keep an eye on, them. It's some other things in that building. In their other buildings too,
I was just saying, it's not just
It's
the
not here,
library, it's
here,
the depot, the.
Yeah, we got the depot too, and we got that, so.
The other thing where we have an elevator issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just tried to draw that a little bit, and that's where it's part of our conversation that we had last week about a maintenance person.
Yeah.
You know,
Which is funny, the same day you mentioned it, I mentioned it to the ladies up front, that maybe they should look at getting a maintenance person to
yeah,
do all this stuff.
yeah, so, and that's, I mean, I don't have the time to run them there, I mean, something, I don't.
No, but as community assets continue to grow, it may be, something for us to seriously consider. That way we can always make sure that our buildings are being maintained to the fullest of, what the taxpayers are
Well, I
deserving.
would propose that we have Brian start looking into, people that might do this kind of work
Should
on
we
a
define-
contract basis.
Should we define what we're looking for, I mean, at the same time, so
Yep.
he's got the carpet out there.
Well, I think we'd be looking for someone who would, like, see what's going wrong and actually correct it.
Yeah, what I was talking about is
Oh,
maybe a job description of what we would
Oh,
like to do.
Yeah.
And then when Brian searches, you can say, well, this is what we've got in mind, for your job. And we can
I
tell
would
us-
say that, the person would need to go to each building once a week. And, just do a walkthrough. And then that person would be responsible for meeting the heating guy when they come, or the EC guy when they come, or the elevator guy. That person needs to coordinate with that company. So that we have a contact person that always knows what's going on in one building. And I just. Yeah,
You can come with some thoughts and job description and expectations.
so I mean, the way I understand, we just gotta figure out how we're gonna pay for that thing too, with that job, but.
well,
I
Brian
guess.
looked into it, it's something that maybe we could possibly budget for.
No, and that's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
It ain't gonna happen tomorrow, but it's something that we really need to think about. So,
Budget for whatever, I don't, a full-time position.
No.
Or whatever.
and maybe they'll just throw it out there. Maybe it's a part-time person through our highway department that would be in charge of that type of thing. That might be the simplest way out of it. You know, we have a part time by the summer, so what if we give them
An extra 5
10 hours, 8 hours more weeks to oversee the other things, you know?
Put out an RFP, and it's more highly required, look at it.
Yeah.
Figure it, RFPs work. We need to know what we're looking
Yeah,
for.
that's very good with me. And, Dave, do you need a motion on having Brian get some bids for it and on that, that was.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't need a motion.
No, yeah,
Okay, bids on the firm.
Yeah, we'll get bids on the furnace.
Okay, and what about the roof?
So the roof, are we gonna move forward with this estimate?
Well,
At least late in the year, I don't think we have much of
I
a
don't
choice.
like the idea of doing it. I agree with Ed, but I don't think we have any other choice. So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept the Banner's proposal.
Yep.
For that amount of $29,357.48, and that the 10,000 that wasn't used by the library that the town had would go towards that. And the remaining amount we would take from the ARPA funds.
And also give Brian permission to sign any contract
Yeah.
if necessary, so.
But not to exceed that number.
Not to exceed that. That's right, yep.
I got it.
Good. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, ayes have it. Thank you, guys. The one less thing I have to worry about.
New town business.
Yeah, Old Town does, now we're on New Town does. I did try to think, I think that was all I had for library. So, no, not for me. I got more, spend more money down the line to get here. Letter of support for LVRT Trailhead.
The last meeting. Joel had mentioned they'd like a letter of support, and
Yep.
they drafted this.
Okay.
That sounds good.
We allow horses up there?
Well, that I don't know, but.
Yes, equestrian use is permitted on. Valley Road.
On the mile valley, yeah.
No, Oil Valley, dog sleds. So I didn't push my business, but
Yeah, you want to read this?
Yeah, I got one.
Or whatever you'd like.
To whom it may concern the select board. The town of Swan unanimously supports the construction of the western terminus trailhead on the Loyola Valley Rail Trail proposed to be located in Swan. This trailhead will provide a gathering spot for members of the public who wish to explore the Loyola Valley Rail Trail. To be on foot, bicycle, horseback, or snowmobile, as well as destination spots for the same to rest, refresh themselves at the end of their journey. It will provide public uses of the trail, explore the community, visiting the museum, historical downtown, and local businesses. It will provide them the opportunity to use Swanton fit and healthy path, rec path. That is as immediate west of the trail. Therefore, we understand the members of the select board please sign. Question
Yeah, I got a couple things we gotta get in there, into that letter.
in this letter?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. One is support.
yeah,
We gotta talk funding here in a minute. We
okay,
got to, so the letter needs to say that.
Yeah.
You know, we will support 20%, so we should spend a minute on
Can't
that.
be,
Okay.
can't be all in one letter.
It can,
Okay.
oh yeah, all in one letter, and then
okay,
just about the maintenance, the town's committed to maintaining the site once. it's
Okay.
constructed. Those are the three things that are in the actual grant application, it said
Okay.
to be in that. Letter,
That's
and
Do we have an idea what it would cost us to do that, is it plowing and mowing and whatever? To maintain it?
well, I'd be, I'm doing through our highway department, so.
as far as mowing and plowing, I mean, everything has. It's gonna take very long to clear a parking lot like that, they're already gonna be in that area. And same with the mowing, they actually mow that whole swath. Down through there, like where I parked today, that's all mowed by the town.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna have much grass, because we're really gonna try to keep as much of the trees as we can, there's gonna be very little in there, so if someone spent an hour on a mower and a trimmer there.
Yeah,
I'll be very surprised, it would be very, very little, but that's my take, but
So how many other parking lots do we do? We do the railroad station, we do the library. So we're already doing some of them,
Yeah.
Steve, so it's gonna be more, there'll be some cost, but I don't see it as being significant.
But the thing we gotta talk about is the actual project costs and the 20%.
Yeah.
And I don't know the comfort level of ARPA. I'd like to go in and ask for 400,000, which means 20% of that is 80,000. But we gotta pay an engineer, I don't know what that's gonna be, I can estimate it's gonna be 30 to 40,000, but I don't know. I would like to see the town commit to clearing the site, because there isn't that much in there to clear. You know, something that when during the plowing season here, and the state walked it with us on the 5th, and the state said we could start clearing anytime we wanted to. So as the winter progresses and it's not snowing and they don't have too much to do, could they go to start cutting some trees? And that's, so that would cut the cost down. And the other thing I would like to put into the grant application, it's due in November, so that's why I gotta get a few answers here, is us committed to hauling the stone. Why, and that will cut some of this cost down, but we gotta kind of go with the higher end.
Well, I don't see why we can't just put someone in ourselves. We got all the trucks and equipment.
Yeah, we actually could, if we commit to it, it won't take that long. We built that Robin Hood, that other end of Robin Hood, and the guys did a great job. Working with the engineer, they put the
Why
stone,
do we spend taxpayers' money when we don't need it?
but it's gonna cost us 20%, so.
Yeah, but that,
It's not in kind,
it's not in kind.
No, it's not,
But it'll lower.
it'll lower the cost significantly from what the engineer estimated it at. I don't think it's gonna be up in that figure, but I don't know yet. Right now, we're talking fence, I know someone said the trade-off and parking for fence.
Yeah.
Don't know that, we have to look into that a little bit. But I don't know if we can commit to that number or the ARPA funds. I know we threw out ARPA funds early on as part of it going toward that trailhead. But that's something we need to decide because this package is due on the 1st of November.
Does the board approve the use of the ARPA funds? Or does it have to go- or we have it?
We have to distribute it.
And so that should be in the letter that, we commit up to X amount of money. If the state knows how much they can say, yep, we'll give you the other 80%.
So should we have a number not to exceed, I hate, like, to just speak somebody.
Well, that's the maximum. You're gonna apply for 400,000, that's what you're saying?
If the board is agree to that, and I'm hoping it's quite a bit less, but
Yeah.
we gotta have a number, and that means the board can commit 80,000 of ARPA funds. And hopefully we spend 50,000 ARPA funds. I don't know yet. Exactly what it's gonna be. If we could, if we do the clearing, we put the stone in, that's gonna be a significant reduction to what the engineer estimate was. He was 450,000, I think that's quite high, but. Anyway,
Yeah.
and that didn't include the engineering, so I think if we said 400, committed 80 of ARPA. That we would be in pretty good shape to get something nice. I don't want to say fairly nice. What we do there would be nice. And on top of the letter, I just want permission to go back to the engineer. And talk about some of those changes of cutting those 2 lots out on the south side. Taking 1 truck and trailer out, reduce the impact of how much we clear. Put the pavilion closer to the road as we talked about, not on the other side. I recommend we drop the bathrooms and just put pads for porta potties. I think with all the other discussion going on,
Don't
you know what?
down the road, we can add something if we find.
that's right, if we really decide to go that route, but for now. Put porta potties there, if those aren't well handled, then we just yank them out of there, we got this concrete pad there, room for 2 porta potties.
What about
And
the
then
screening?
and that's the last thing, is screening either vegetative or physical. Probably 60 or 80 feet right on that corner of the parking lot, so that,
I'm gonna say a physical screening fence, I would say, probably. We know how that, the trees grew down the road all over there, so I don't know if we want to do that.
And actually, if we put the physical update and then maybe plant on one side of it, we'll see whether the plants take off. But, you know, I'm thinking maybe 80, around 80 feet or so.
I think if you tell the engineers what we're looking to stop block, so you figure where we need to stop block it.
That sounds very good, Joe. I think that I as a select board member would approve this contingent upon those changes. Would approve going forward with the project.
Yes,
So those changes, that, if the rest of the board members agree, I think that's the way we should go.
absolutely. I would get those done, because that'd be part of the package for 1 November.
Yeah,
So I'll entertain a motion to start with to allow Joel to do the changes to the grant we have now to the.
Yeah.
We talked
but
about.
we want to get those changes noted. You start at the top. The first one was.
That includes 2 lots on the south side, 2 parking spaces. We would drop 1 truck and trailer parking spot. Move the pavilion to the west side
To
parking lot.
probably make it clearer to back to Robin Hood Drive. Towards Robin Hood Drive, is that where you're gonna move?
Yeah, the west side.
Yeah, yeah.
Robin Hood.
You're not late. We started at 6 tonight for some reason, so.
Oh, okay, because Josh was bringing me an SD card for Northwest Access, we thought it was 7.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
We
so,
would drop the bathroom and put the slab for 2 portalettes.
yeah,
And then we would put a physical screen on the southeast corner.
What's the building you're talking about? I thought that was where it happened.
It's a pavilion and bathroom, so we still wanna.
What is the pavilion? Is it a-
Covered this.
Okay.
The roof with poke,
Okay.
so you can put picnic table, concrete slab, you can hang around there, have your lunch, that sort of
you
thing.
could advertise one. No,
And there will be some signage, we're actually gonna have signage, the state said they would consider funding some other signs for us in the town.
Yeah.
That's gonna be part of
They
this.
just did. Well, Northwest, we were playing the grant last year, all one they did on the Mill Valley Rail Trail. So our Missisquoi Valley Rail Trail. They had to get in, put all kinds of kiosks and new signage, and they're nice signs to put up, because it told all about the town and where to go on them, and it was great.
That's what we wanna do with this.
And from, correct me if I'm wrong, the way I took it was that, if it's Lamoille Valley Rail Trail based signage, they will put it up in other parts of the town, such as across the river, or even out to West Swanton, just to bring people into the community to go to the Lamoille Valley.
And to me, we tout some of our history, some of our other things to do.
yeah. So that could, and the amount, not to exceed 80,000.
And we're gonna apply for up to.
That would be the next grant, that I would come up with numbers to support 400K.
We got that all straight. What we want now. You all agree with that, Joseph, the way, what we just talked about? Okay, well, I just need to know anything, we'll take it in, so.
Yeah, because
Where I vote on.
people are gonna look at these minutes specifically for. Well, actually, so.
May.
Just, Joel, what do you want again in the letter? You want the.
Letter that the select board supports the project.
Yeah.
Committed to up to $80,000 of matching funds. And committed to maintaining the site once completed. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can redo that letter and have it up front for everybody to sign. Oh, just use your standard, yeah, okay. That's
All right,
All right,
so Earl made the motion.
yeah, and again, then you gotta add that the board's gonna authorize. James, like,
Oh, the letter?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess, okay, yeah, that's
but
fine.
yeah, I mean, it'd be easier and try to get us all in here.
Okay. Yeah,
But not like you think it's more important, everybody signed it, or?
No, because we're gonna put a copy of the meeting minutes, we're gonna put a copy of the last, we had a public hearing, and that'll be part of the package, so we should be good to go.
Yeah. I take it. Okay, we have a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, I have it.
Ryan, are you in next week?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Good. We'll get some other stuff left.
So for any
Thursday afternoon I'll be out.
Okay.
Or excuse me, Friday afternoon, but I will be around. Yeah. Thank you, Joel. Yeah, thank you folks for everything you do.
ARPA,
Not ARPA, AARP.
oh, sorry, yeah,
I would like to, I have a grant written out for a AARP Vermont Livable Winter Placemaking Grant to activate the rec fields to make it a very welcoming place this winter. We will put up a ice skating rink, but we're looking to add other things for the community to enjoy, to really make it kind of like a winter wonderland. And required for the grant, it's a $4,000 grant. Where they asked for a supporting letter from the governing body, and I'm hoping to get that from you folks tonight. The grant would cover additional seating, designated time for entertainment and music, as well as a warming station, games, make it like a nice winter festival. That's something that we don't have a lot of activities planned for the winter or community activities for the winter, so this would be an opportunity for the community to enjoy healthy, active lifestyles during the winter months.
Good.
And I would need that hopefully by tomorrow.
Wow, you caught the liner. All right. I'll entertain a motion to go out, Brian, go out this letter, hopefully we'll be looking around. Yeah, okay. Almost. All right. One second, right? All right. Daily discussion, and you want to just use my stamp on it for signature? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for your support. I hope you all come out and play with me this winter.
All right. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
I would have been doing it tonight.
Untitled States, stormwater permit.
Yeah, last Friday, had a resident of Public State, she's the homeowners association of the condo project there, he's their secretary, she came in and said that the stormwater permit apparently has expired. That somebody there is selling one of those condos and they're turning to a title search and notice that the stormwater permit was issued in 2018, was not renewed. I looked through the files here, I couldn't see anything. I did have a brief conversation with Jane, and said that the county was taking over the permit, and I did eventually find that late.
You did find it? I thought I wasn't crazy. But I remember.
So the permit was issued in 2014, it was taken over by the town. Well, and then it was found to be not in compliance in 2018. For renewed. It died. For renewed. Now, we've got a problem, we have to get it corrected. And what I'm looking for is, basically we have to like apply for a new permit.
Really?
So I need the okay to hire an engineer to do that. Because that's the DEC regulations are, you have to have an engineer do this permit.
And we're all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we are, because I remember this was it got thrown on us because. First they care, well, years ago, when my town took over the road. So then we kind of fell in our lap that we were all going to take care of some of them. Because of the road, yeah. I see Joel back here shaking his head. He remembers this. Barely.
Yeah, so, I did look, trying to save money here, or, not to reinvent the wheel, I went into the file for the original development. And with the engineering firm back then that did it, apparently is out of business, I can't find them, they were involved. So, I can either, the lady who I spoke to, Mr. Carr, said that the condo had cross engineering do some work on a septic system. They may have some information to help with this, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it has to get
done.
done because nobody there,
Yeah.
it's a flaw in the title and The only reason that they probably will let this go is because we're taking steps to get it correct.
Yeah.
And so when the minute we start the process, there's an 18-month window, an extension, basically, they'll let us.
Yeah.
But it's, I haven't had.
There's a possibility the buyers may not be able to get title insurance. That's a defect.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right, so that's why, the time is of the essence that we're going on it.
Is there a possibility that we could have to spend money to change something?
Well, there is
Oh,
that
I'm
possibility
sure
since
it's
it
gonna cost
wasn't in
us a few
compliance
dollars.
in 2018, I'm not sure what.
And I don't understand why we weren't sent a renewal for it from the state, but then again, we talk about the state, so. I mean, we pay one every year on Robin Hood, right?
Robin Hood,
Yeah.
and also on Bushy Street,
Yeah.
you know, they just come in and we send, I give them Kathy and, well, basically the renewals go to the engineer who did it, and then they send it to us saying, I wanna renew it, yeah, go ahead.
And I remember them coming to us, somebody did, and said that this had to be taken care of, the stormwater permit. I think the state sent it to us, if I remember right.
Dave was actually working that stuff.
What's that?
Dave was actually working them renewals.
Yeah.
And I've been through every one of those files, and I did not see
Yeah.
anything for this.
Is there a possibility this engineering firm might have got bought out by another firm? So there's still some records in existence somewhere?
I Googled the name, it was Lambert and Thedford from Montpelier, and it came up with nothing.
Yeah.
This was back in 1988, between 1988 and 1993.
Yeah, I remember that being built.
I remember the firm.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'll check again, but.
You want to add something?
Did you hear anything from the state, or is this just on the sideline? Did you contact the state?
I didn't, but the homeowners association secretary did, and then they copied me to the email saying exactly what happened, was that it was found to be in non-compliance, they reported it to town, and nothing was done.
Maybe we should have a conversation with somebody down there at the state first, and say, hey, you know, we paid this before, why weren't we sent a renewal on this, you know?
Yeah, I got the person's contact. You know.
Yeah, have that conversation with them first, and if you can't get anywhere, then I guess we're gonna have to get, talk to Tyler.
But it's, you know, but it's gotta get taken care
It's
of.
gotta get resolved, so.
Because the state is the one that issues the permit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's,
That's not the homeowner.
Right.
that's right.
Right.
And that's why I say, I think, I'm sure we can find proof, we paid it before, so why weren't we sent a renewal for it, you know? I mean, they send us something every year to renew the one on Robin Hood, and the other ones, right?
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Well, why weren't we sent a renewal? We paid it once.
State of Vermont's good for not renewing their permit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
Okay.
all right,
Check it out.
let us know what you find out.
But may I do this, if I can't find anything with the state, then we have to get going.
Well, I'll talk to Tyler and see what we can find out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that. Community Economic Development, Elizabeth couldn't be here tonight.
Right, but
I think she
have-
sent a report.
Her report is in your packet.
It looks like they were bought out by TCE Engineering.
BCE.
Oh, yeah, they're all down that way. Yeah. That's,
The ones doing the MU sidewalk.
yeah, I think it is, the new company, down in the sidewalk, yeah. I try to think what it stands for, I can't think of it.
Trudell.
Trudell, yeah, it's Trudell, yeah.
Okay.
Good catch.
There. 17, here we go. Anything else to add, basically was that, or else you
What's that? Pretty much.
So we can't get tickets for New Year's Eve at the Ritz, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't look it.
Get a deal. I just add that, everybody got the email from Elizabeth about possibility of a planning grant to do some kind of, general design on the southern.
Yeah, I got that, yeah.
Okay.
They're meeting next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, the planning commission is having a public hearing specifically on that.
It's not a public hearing, it's a meeting. It's a regular meeting, but
Okay.
yeah.
I'll take them. Matter of fact, I had plans on today, but I didn't feel like it. I did my window boxes.
Alright,
Yeah, they're all filled.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Highway.
That's you, James.
Well, hopefully they're gonna pave the rest of Beatty Road tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed.
From the train tracks to Route 7, because boy, does that not look pretty.
Well, they went last week and shimmed it. And then they had to leave to go do another night paving job, so they'll have to hang in there once again. And they were supposed to have been originally back today, but now it's tomorrow. And conveniently, the railroad track people said they were starting on their project on Wednesday, and they showed up starting on Monday instead. So,
Do a turnaround later.
so there'll be a couple traffic delays tomorrow on that Beatty Road, so avoid it if you can. Yeah,
Are they done with the county road, railroad tracks?
I doubt it. They just started on Monday, I don't know how long that's supposed to
They
take.
said about 4 days,
Yeah,
which
so-
4 or 5 days.
So hopefully they'll show up, finish the job tomorrow. I don't know what else to tell you. It's better not to go
That's the
that way.
last paving.
That's the
yeah.
last paving thing we got.
Are we all done with Miss Manson's report?
What's that?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
That's okay. Where-
Did you have a question on
Yeah,
it?
just where's 20 Walk Farm Road, or whatever that is?
That is the vacant land just past Burgers
Oh,
that
okay.
this company just bought.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyways, paving, just said it. Macomb Shore culvert update. Did you say you had something on that?
All of the easements have been signed, and we're just now waiting for the culvert, which Tyler thought might be hearing word later this week or early next week as to when we
Yeah.
can expect it to be here.
Okay.
And then we can start.
Making the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Spent some time up at the garage on Friday, went over things with Kevin, the guys, everything going good up there. Talked about buying a new 3-point hitch mower, disc mower for the tractor and motor roadside. The one we got is hanging on by its last leg. Pretty hard on the equipment on roadsides. I've got an estimate on a new one. We did get estimates, but I don't have them all in writing. The other ones, this one was $11,599. The other one, 2 estimates were over $16,000 for the same thing. So I proposed, I've got, I don't have a number right in front of me, maybe I do. I propose using part of the money left from our equipment rental purchases, pay for part of it, and then the other half out of the rollover money that was left over from other stuff to pay for that. Yeah, certainly.
What is this, a purchase for the highway department?
It is, yeah. Trying to figure out what the number was.
Was that a budgeted thing that we,
It's not budgeted, but the funds, most of the funds are budgeted through equipment and rental replacement, purchases.
How much is in there?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I knew what it was, I thought I wrote it down, but we got, you going to look for that one, okay? I got it right here, but I don't know if that's the accurate number.
So this through Rainy from here?
Yes,
No,
that's not right.
That's the right number, but we have a payment coming out of there for about 16,000,
Yeah, so it should have left me,
not 4,000.
yeah, $4,000 or $5,000 out of there. Okay.
That's what
And that would
I'm
empty that fund completely.
Yeah, so it gets replenished every year, pay for those payments and then on our equipment, and there's some extra money in there.
I don't think we're gonna need that for anything else.
Well, that fund is for equipment. That's the purpose of that fund.
Would we be better off, James, looking at this? Would we be better off to finance it?
No.
No?
Well, I can, yeah,
1.99%?
I know, but it's $11,000. But it's not, it costs, that's not the, then you pay more money if it's financed too, see? The price goes up if you finance
And
it.
we're not back up there?
Yes, there would, oh, yes, there is tax on that, I didn't even notice that.
We're taxes in.
Yes, we're tax exempt, so it'd be.
Alright.
Yeah, there's tax on it, so. Total retail price, please, $12,479. And I don't see any tax on that. Down here it had tax.
So what were you getting $11,000 figure for?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out, sorry.
No problem.
Down there.
That's the finance rate. Why not press?
See. And they need that more this fall.
We don't need it this fall, but it was, we'll brush hogging, yeah. But you know as well as I do, the prices are gonna go up more come spring.
Maybe,
Yeah.
might drop too.
I won't bet on
That's
that,
what happens with the economy.
yep.
Uh, how much do we have in our rollover fund?
100 and something thousand,
I'm thinking.
113,000.
Pretty high.
I've been pinching pennies or weeds back.
Well, you get too much money, you can get in trouble, you know.
Don't worry, we'll use it. We got plenty of projects. Oh, right here. Cash price, $11,599.
Okay.
Right there. Look that long enough.
So that's the bottom line number.
That's the bottom line number. It's just the number that I read right there, and that's the
Alright.
cash price, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you wanna look at that, Steve?
Not even actually a picture of it on there, but it does have the description, so.
What are you thinking, Earl? You thinking-
Oh, I don't wanna get involved because is that my brother?
I didn't say that was your brother.
Well,
It's when you're
what's the
firing.
name? Okay, yeah, so I'm not gonna get involved. Don't anybody else.
But we did, like I said, we got a price from Champlain Valley Equipment, we got a price from United Ag.
Same more,
Same mower, they just.
but not the same company.
Not the same company, they were $16,000, so.
What's your thoughts, Steve? You think that's something that we need to do now, or that we can hold off until spring? We're spending all kinds of money here tonight.
Yeah, we did spend something in there.
What's your thoughts?
Not gonna get any cheaper.
No,
We need it this season.
we don't need to finish out this season, really, I mean, the other one's still holding together, but
What are you gonna do with the other one? Keep it?
probably keep it.
Ain't worth
It
nothing.
ain't worth much, it's whipped.
Or if the other one failed, we'd be forcing to go in and getting something right away, and they don't have the luxury.
Yeah, we're at the point in the season
Shopping
that
it, yeah.
we're the brush hog mode now anyway, so we have to earn more on brush hogging, so. I asked Kevin to get a price on it a while ago, and we finally got some prices, and when we were using it more than we are right now, but, I mean, we use it a lot, it gets used a lot, so. We go off
And
a
it's
lot
something
more.
they
At
have on
65
hand right
miles of
now.
road, that's, 2 swipes, that's 100 and something miles.
And it's something that they have on hand right now.
They do.
Because it
Yeah, at
may
least
not be
they did
something
right
they
now,
have
yes.
available
Yeah.
again in the springtime.
Yeah.
What you thinking, Nicole?
I don't know.
I mean, that's, my thoughts are, it may not be available in the springtime, the price may have changed in the spring. Is it something we necessarily need right now? No. If we can finish out the season with what we have, but. I'm gonna excuse myself for a second.
How long has this been going on? I mean, even looking at this?
Oh, we've been going back for a month or more with me and Kevin, so, about this. And he took him a while to get a couple estimates from the other places, so.
What precipitated that? Something from the highway department that told us we needed it?
With the other one, because we worked on it so many times,
Oh, okay.
gluing it back together. I mean, looks like it's been dragged down the road a few times, so it's pretty whipped. We've replaced bearings in it, welded this back on, welded that back on it.
It's like it's time.
Yeah,
Did the same kind as this one?
it is the same time.
How long did that one last? No.
8 years probably, yeah.
That's probably just about the
Yeah,
longevity of them, James.
that's pretty much it, when you're using something that hard.
Yeah.
And we've tried other equipment over the years, we had a flail mower before that, for that, and this works the best of any of them for mowing the roadside. It's, and we have the brush hog yarn mower for the hard stuff, but it's just,
Want to check on Nicole?
oh, well.
You ready for a motion, Mr. Chair?
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion if everyone's good with it.
I make a motion, we purchase it for a number not to exceed 11,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah, 11,599.
Yep.
Yep. All right. We'll wait for the rest to come back so we can second that.
Give me back in.
That's sir. Steve made a motion to purchase the mower. If someone wants to second it.
I'll second it.
Ed seconded it. I'll wait 1 second first. Nicole will come back.
Steve has made a motion, Nicole purchased the mower and I second it.
Thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Not opposed, but
You're gonna
the
abstain.
minutes to know that I abstain.
Okay. Thank you, guys. I think that's it for highway. General orders. Entertain a motion to approve general orders 9/21/22 to 10/18/22.
I move.
A second?
I'll second it.
All right, take a sec, look at them.
Are these available online before the meeting?
Normally they would be, but tax season, I
Oh,
didn't
okay.
have time to get them. I'll email them before the meeting.
Okay.
She usually emails
I
before
usually
the
email them
meetings,
before
yeah.
the meetings,
Yeah.
Thanks.
but
Any questions? Discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
I just do have a question or maybe something for discussion. There's a tremendous amount of work going on here to put these together. Is this manual or is it taken from your ledger and interfaced with the report?
right, it's sent through accounts payable after I do the checks and do the invoices.
It's automatic?
It automatically creates these reports.
Any discussion ever giving, we only look at amounts of over X number of dollars. I mean Kathy looks pretty honest, and I just think of the amount of work that goes on, should we just at some point discuss, we'll only see orders of over $500 or $1,000.
But I think I believe it's.
No matter what you do, it's
Right.
already in the computer, right?
Right, but I think it's also in the treasurer's handbook, the select board has to approve all the orders, any checks that are written have to go through, you have to approve them at some point.
But we can change that, right?
I guess Ricky does.
I think that's.
I think it's kind of state, it's written in stone, I think.
Great suggestion, though.
Yeah,
Well, spend an awful lot of time looking at minutia, you know.
yeah, yeah. Alright, highway orders 9/21/22 to 10/18/22. Your motion on them.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Okay. Take a second, look at them.
They didn't spend very much.
That's good. I told him that to see. Alright, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Library orders 9/21/22 to 10/18/22.
I'll make a motion to accept the library orders
Yeah.
9/21. And 10/18.
Second.
Alright, question. There's a bill on here from Otis for an impact fuel fee of $262. For the elevator?
Wow.
What the hell is that?
Well, a lot of these businesses started doing that.
And they can't even answer the phone, we got something wrong, it's a great company.
Is that?
Yeah. Was there any description with the bill on that it was?
There was a whole letter on how
Yeah.
the certain percentages of cost of doing business and doing labor and the fuel and all that. It's a one-time thing, you won't ever get it, well, you won't get it again.
Oh, my Christ. So basically they're adding this on to their yearly service fee must be.
So that, okay, so that's not gonna be,
Wow.
all right.
Interesting.
James. I've seen it all the time
It's
on Facebook.
Well, you see it on a bill with
These
fuel.
electricians
fuel
are adding it,
surcharge.
these plumbers are adding it.
Oh, I guess my rates are going up.
I know. God, you're working too cheap.
Must be. Alright, I'm glad you straightened that out. Did I get a motion? Good.
Yeah.
You made the motion?
I made the
You
motion.
said- Yeah, and someone seconded
I
it. All in
seconded.
favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, ayes have it. Payroll 9/21/22 to 10/18/22.
I move,
Alright,
you gotta be paid.
yep. A second on that?
I'll second it.
Alright, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, ayes have it. That's the last one. Yep. Alright. Proposed changes to the Swanton zoning bylaws subdivision regulations 21.
That's you, Amy.
You have to open the public hearing.
Oh, okay. Alright, we're opening the public hearing at 7:11 for the proposed subdivision bylaws. Is that in our packet or is it separate?
No, I'm gonna give it to you right
Okay.
now. There's only 2 changes.
Yep.
I sent you an email a while ago,
Yep.
just so that if you had a chance to look at it.
Oh, okay.
Changes to my neighborhood.
Thank you.
The first change is, if you look at the last page, you'll see it's the R3 on the south side of Hog Island.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So we are proposing to change that from the R3 moderate density residential to the shoreland recreation. There are different setbacks for different lot sizes in the shoreland recreation, and there are some small lots down on that side of the island. If you notice the other side, the north side of Hog Island, on the other side of 78 is all shoreland recreation, which is the blue.
yeah. So what is this gonna do if we change it?
It's gonna help some of the smaller, the property owners that own smaller lots, like on McQuam Shore, it's gonna help them. If you have a 90-foot lot and you have a 30-foot setback, that doesn't leave much room for building. It's gonna help them to be able to,
Bring a uniformity
Yeah,
to a lot of the lake shore.
so that means you're gonna build more houses down there, is that what you're saying, bottom line?
yeah, but
No,
I can't speculate, but.
What she's saying is, on a pre-existing small lot,
yeah,
they're gonna, reduce the setbacks. And what that really does, the good thing that I see about it is it allows the zoning administrator to issue permits instead of having to go before the development review board
For a variance.
for a variance
yeah.
on these small additions and stuff on these small lots. And that's,
Yeah.
you know, they exist now, so, you know, it's, if anything new would have to be.
Well, I guess
standard.
where I was headed with it, so if we change this, does that mean that somebody has too small a lot, now they can't build a house on it, after we change this, they're gonna build a house on it?
If they can meet the setbacks.
If it meets
Right,
the setback,
right.
yep.
And it is lakeshore property down there. I'm not really sure why it was set up as the R3 district.
Yeah.
I did talk to Dick Thompson about it to see if I could pick his brain, but he doesn't remember why it was set up that way.
And if one is off somewhere, they can always appeal for a variance.
That's it.
What's that?
If somebody's off by a foot, 2
Yeah.
feet, they can always appeal for a variance.
Yep.
As I read this, I just share with you, I think, you know, as each administrator has come along, we come with the little changes, not big changes, but little changes.
Yeah.
I remember Mrs. Lanfear, boy, if you needed a provisional approval for something, you had to have the zoning administrator go to your house and measure from your lot line to that's where that line was for cement.
Yeah.
In Campbell was more regarding the wooding, in the wooded area, in the lake area. Each administrator has come along and they find something that, so they're there. Hers has been water with one thing, so I think it makes it more uniform and easier for most of the people.
Anybody else got any questions on this?
The conditional uses, because haven't changed much between the two, between the R3 and the shoreline recreation. There ain't a lot of difference in conditional uses, right? It's just the lot size issue.
Right, because there are quite a few small lots down there.
Anything else?
So the only other change is the maximum building coverage in the shoreline recreation district is 15% right now. And the state requirement is 20%. So for instance, somebody has a project on the shoreline. They get a state permit, they're at 20%. And then they've got to come before the development review board and they're over our maximum building coverage. We're at 15, the state is at 20. We're asking to change ours to 20% to be in line with the state.
Makes sense. Yeah. Alright. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Alright. We gotta come out of the public hearing to vote on this, I'm assuming, so. Yeah, so. Alright. All good then, I'll close the public hearing, go back to the regular meeting. To 7:18. And I'll entertain a motion to approve these changes to the zoning bylaws.
I'll move. I'll second it.
Alright. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, ayes have it.
I would just like to say one more thing, that right now we're working on the municipal plan.
Yeah.
You all know that. And I think I've already mentioned this, but I want to mention it again, that when that is done, we're gonna work on a bylaw rewrite. because there are things that more things than this that need to be changed. I have a list. I felt that these two things were very important at this point. So that's what we're gonna do next.
And that's starting to move along a lot better.
Yep.
If you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I'd said, we're not going very far, but the past 2 weeks, everybody's seeming to realize what it is. Of course, there are only 3 of us who have ever been exposed to it. So, and the person recommended by regional planning, this is his first job through that. So that makes it hard for him too, so. But now I'm more confident now that it's better.
All right, been good. Oh, final public hearing on the loan to leader of 22.
Thank you, Amy.
You're
So you
welcome.
have to do the same thing.
Same thing, okay.
Public hearing.
Yep, let me go on my page over there.
You make a motion that we're gonna have a public hearing for that?
No, we just need to go into public hearing. Yeah. I gotta find the paper.
Well, just take a minute, James, you're not gonna get one of these.
I'm not gonna get one?
No, because I know you passed your zoning and planning laws
Yeah.
about 20 years ago, so we're gonna sort of, I have one for Earl, one for Nicole, one for Ed, and one for Steve. And it's one of the best booklets I've ever read on zoning. It's well put together, the state is looking at another printing, they're all gone right now. So if we get another printing, we'll try to get some more issues for you.
I think I got one of those somewhere.
Okay, good
All
night.
right, thank you, guys, have a good night.
Thanks, Ed.
We're now in the public hearing for the, yeah, what do I wanna say? Leader operator grant loan, whatever you wanna call it. 720. What are we gonna have to do?
Okay, basically, for those in attendance, I'm sure on Zoom, leader evaporator in 2020, it's successfully, the Swanton Town of Swanton applied for $1 million, which would then be loaned to leader evaporator with a low interest rate and deferred payments. In the end, leader evaporator drew down $900,000. This allowed leader to negotiate with other debt holders and met other financial obligations. And then over the course of time, leader was able to maintain current staffing levels. They brought in new management teams, significantly reduced its debt, and ultimately worked with H2O Innovation on its acquisition of leader, with a Quebec-based company. So now under H2O Innovation, leader continues to operate as leader evaporator and has the financial stability not only to continue to support supply maple sugaring operations throughout New England and the rest of the U.S., but also the opportunity to diversify its product lines to meet the needs of the future. So this started as $1 million loan, as a line of credit, but it was converted by the state to a grant. And then in the end, when the sale took place, H2O paid $100,000 to the town of Swanton. We in turn had to return $50,000 to the state of Vermont, and the other $50,000 we've kept, and that's what's funding the revolving loan fund. So that, in the end, H2O is committed to stay in Swanton, and it has quite a diversity of product lines, and they're very excited. So they're still very much in business and doing very well.
Good. All right.
I don't know if there's any questions from anybody in attendance, but that's what this is about.
Last piece of the phone. Perfect. Okay, we're all good with that then, right?
Very good.
We'll close that public hearing, go back in the regular meeting at 7:23.
And Joe, if you just show that there was no.
Joint
comments.
meeting with the village trustees. Present.
You guys, hi guys.
Okay. Welcome.
Here.
Happy Halloween.
Okay, I think first on tap, we've got, and I believe he's with us in,
Yeah, I saw that.
Brian Rowan of Revised Website. Brian?
Hello there.
Hi. Welcome to the Swanton Selectboard and Swanton Village Trustees. We're meeting to discuss, and if you're looking for your your presentation on an updated joint website, if you will, for the town and village of Swanton. So the floor is yours.
Thank you all for inviting me here tonight. If I'm not sure if the host has the ability to share screens and allow a participant to share screens. Is that an easy fix?
We can
Maybe
try.
we'll figure it out.
I can get started while you're figuring that out. If not, I can still make do. So yeah, I'd spoken with Brian over there at the town, and he had said that there was some kind of questions that were coming to different village or the town, and a lot of shared utilities and other resources. So he thought that the idea of a joint website might help eliminate some of that, back and forth, and just have everything at a central location that the residents can, find exactly what they're looking for. And our company, Revise, we only build government websites, so we work with local governments all across the country. Right now, we've got a little under 3,000 live sites. I sent some of the sites ahead of time. I'm not sure if anyone got a chance to check any of them out, but I got some from your area, some from Vermont and surrounding states. Yeah, here we go. I got the ability now to share. Thank you. You should be able to see my screen now.
There you go.
See it there? Okay. So just to show you some of our sites, if you haven't seen them yet, we design custom sites from the ground up. We've got a lot of built-in just features that can help, communicate information a lot faster and just make everything easy to find for the resident. And we also have a really easy to use CMS editing tool that allows a non-technical person to make edits and changes to the website within minutes. So it's not something that's going to take up a lot of time of your day. You're able to just get in, make those quick updates, and then get back to the million other tasks you have. So here's one from St. Albans. All of our sites are mobile friendly, so more residents are going to be coming to the website on the mobile phone, just with the changing of time. So having the site being able to interact with mobile phones, you got to be able to have all those features and everything work on the phone level. So here was St. Albans. It's a nearby place to you, another town. So go to another one. Here's one from Hartford. So we have really nice vivid background photos, things that can bring out the character of the community. We can either have like a static photo like this, and these can be changed out over time. If you get new photographs, different seasons, you can put up different photos. Here's one here from Connecticut. It's actually a video, like a drone video. These are becoming more popular. And these, we can add these in, and you can add these yourself if you have, these types of footage and things like that. We've got these mobile app, we call them the slider apps. So when you're on like a mobile phone, they're kind of those easy to go to frequently traveled areas. And I'm going to go to the mobile view right now just to show you on a mobile phone. When you were at this site, these are those application sliders, and they can just use their finger to slide across and just make it an easier, time. And this is what a lot of sites are built like now. So the residents would be familiar with this type. Like as far as like features, we have these homepage alerts that can be added. So this is a good place if you want to just quickly put up some important information. You can let the residents know, right away. And also part of our design, we take your content. So we would take both of all the information from both websites, and we would just organize it a little better to make it easier for the residents to access all that material. We have some tools that are like a document center, so you can centrally locate all of your, public information, any, applications, permits, anything like that. We utilize search bars so they can find that info quick. I know you're recording the meeting right now, so we have a place here that you can archive your agendas and your minutes from your meetings. That way, in a year or two from now, if you had to go back to, minutes from a meeting in, let's say 2019, in that May meeting, and you had to pull out a number out of that May meeting, you've got it right at your fingertips, and it's easily accessible. So you can get that, dollar amount or whatever you were digging through, trying to find that. A lot of other built-in things like the FAQ center. Our sites are designed that within the homepage, one click, you can get to any, area that you need. But we also have an FAQ center that you can put in all those frequently asked questions. That way, residents, before they're calling you up for a question, they can check out the FAQ center. Say they came here looking for a dog license, they can just type in dog in the search bar, and it'll pull up that license here and the instructions how to get it. So we also have these interactive calendars too, especially if it's a joint website, you would be able to just put up, the events, the meetings that are going on. We can sort out calendars. So if people wanted to just see like the meetings, they can click on the meetings calendar, pulls up all the meetings that are happening. Same thing of like events and things like that. And all the events, they're all interactive. So if they click on one, here's like a photo of a fountain in the middle of town and a little Google map of where it's located at. A lot of things that just come standard on all of our sites and our easy to use editing tool. Not sure if everyone here needs to see the editing tool. I've showed it to Brian. He was kind of the primary editor, but it's a really easy interface that allows even a non-technical people. And we can even set permissions. So if you wanted certain people to be able to still edit the site, but not edit the whole website, we can set up like permissions for different pages and things like that. So setting up a joint website wouldn't be a problem. Did anyone have any like questions? Was there any like concerns with maybe a joint website or just questions in general?
What about the ability to pay bills online? We have,
Yep.
Go ahead.
A very common thing. So like bill payment, we can set up either a portal for whatever your third-party processor of payments is, or we can actually embed the actual page onto the site. So either way, if you just wanted a portal so someone can log right on from your site, log into then their website, or we can set up links to whatever that payment processor is. We also have some interactive forms that we can set up payment processing on. So I don't know if you've got like online services. Basically, instead of having like a application or a document in your document center, you can have an online application. So the residents can fill out that information directly online and then submit it directly to you without having to physically come in. We can also set up a payment processor if there's like, say, like a dog license and there's a fee associated. We can set up that right on the online interactive form.
Is there an added charge to set that up?
Nope. Payment processors is all part of the our normal service. So it's very, very common. Almost all of our sites have some sort of payment third-party processor. We work with all of them, so there's really no issues with getting any what you have right now set up on the new site.
What about customer support? If somebody's in there trying to edit and they mess it up, how quickly can we get it rectified?
Yep. So like support and security is all provided. We've got a layer of security. We've got monitoring 24/7 on all of our sites. We also have 4 redundant servers across the country. We haven't had any major large breaches in over 10 years. So we pride ourselves on that. And as far as support, we're located out of Troy, Michigan. We've got live support Monday through Friday from 8 to 8. That way, if you have any sort of question, we're there for you. There's no like additional fees of extra support or anything like that. We do have an annual fee that covers hosting, support, and security, but that's unlimited support. If you needed to get retrained on the editing tool, or if you have new people come in, we do free retraining at any time, or if you just want a refresher yourself, we're here for you. We also have a customer portal, and the customer portal is the primary communication tool while we're building the site. That's where we can, send documents back and forth and let you view things like the work, the site under construction. And we also have email communication. So if it's some high level issue, we've got a response team that, depending on the severity of the incident, at the response time, is according.
What about using this site as a marketing tool for the community? Do you have anything in your design that takes that into account?
I'm sure this is law, you can put in there and special things, if you have a community event coming up or something.
Yeah, there's a few things like marketing, like, or maybe are you saying like tourism, things to like bring in people? Is that kind of what you were getting at?
I think more, well, tourism is important, but also other economic development. Like people looking to locate a business here or what have you, you know.
Yeah, so basically, in our sites, we can build out things ahead of time, you know, if you've got this information. But we also have the tools here on the site that you can easily build a new page if later on you wanted to add, you know, a page for economic development, a page for tourism, things like that. We've recently set up some sites in Maine. They're under construction right now, but they have a lot of like people coming in on like snowmobiles, and there's a lot of like associations. So we can make, you know, extra pages that tie into those associations that, you know, if people wanted to sign up for things, they can, you know, do it through those pages. Well, basically anything can be built on our sites. We've got buildable forms that just come standard on the site. So if you ever had like people that you wanted to fill out information, you can just build a simple form. Here's an example one of like just a citizen request form. It's just comes standard on our buildable forms that you can just build this yourself. It's really easy. Things like that. So as far as like marketing too, you know, anything that you want to promote, you know, there's certain avenues on our site. We've got news centers and news feeds. So right from the homepage, a lot of this information might be right there. We've got like upcoming events, calendar events, also like news that's happening. This gets integrated with social media accounts. So if you had like a, you know, Facebook, let's say, you can put an update here on the news feed on your website, and it'll automatically go to your social media.
If somebody sent a message to, I guess we could say, a public works department, do they have to continually look at this program, or do they get an alert that there's a request in there? Or does Kathy see the request? Because somebody could make a request, and then if nobody's looking at the
Yep. So
program, wouldn't know it.
yep, I know what you're saying there. So we eliminate that problem. We have this is a pretty robust one of citizen requests. But like a simpler one here, I'll just show you just for like a reference. Here's a citizen request center. They've got issues, and we set up the departments and we segment them. So we have different email addresses associated. Here's one for building licenses. Here's one for zoning. So there's a separate email for the zoning here. So if a residence came here and let's say, you know, I'm not sure who's there, but say Adam, one of the trustees, is also in charge of planning and zoning, the email would then go over to his email. You know, then the residents can put in their name, email, phone number, and the issue. Then they can get a response either through email or through phone. And this alert goes right to that mailbox, which whatever is assigned to it.
So it would go to the zoning administrator's mailbox?
Yeah.
She has one?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
What about,
Yep, just like a normal email.
Okay.
so with the other employees, it would probably automatically go to their phone?
No, highway has an email.
Highway has an email department.
Everybody has an email. Highway department has
Go to their phone.
That's depending
No,
on whether or
they
not
do
the
it
employee
themselves.
has it set up on their phone or not.
He checks it every day.
So there's no gap in notification and then response. That's the big thing. They would think we're ignoring them or something.
Yeah, no gap there. We're really good on the notifications and all those things. We also have, I did mention to Brian before that we've got e-notifications. These are a way that residents can sign up for special alerts. That way, instead of reading a newsletter or reading, you know, waiting for the minutes to come out, they can get updates on specific pages. So basically, anytime, this is a pretty detailed one. Let me go to a little simpler one. Auburn Hills has one. So they can sign up for e-notification alerts, and they can get an update, and they just sign up either through email or through text. And this is just for the resident that wants to be really engaged, and then you have something that you can offer them. So anytime you make a change to one of the pages, it generates an alert. I've even signed up myself for Auburn Hills because I used to live in this town, and I'll get an alert anytime they change. I think I signed up for I-75 construction just because that's our main highway. And I like to know, when things are happening there too. So I get a text alert anytime that happens. Also, people could sign up if they wanted, election information, anything you want. They set up this to here, but if you look here at the another town here, I mean, they've got tons of things that they've set up alerts to. And there's no extra fee or anything for the alerts. You can build as many pages as you want on the website. There's no extra charges. There's no hidden fees. Everything's at flat rate, and you can build anything you want on the site.
You can add links to other organizations in the community, no issue.
No issues there. Yep. We've got that's part of our editing tool. I won't get too far into the editing tool. I'll just show it to you just so you kind of get a visual. We'll set up username and passwords for the editors. Any blue boxes on the screen you can make edits and changes to, which is everything. We built the site fully functional. Everything's going to be there every way you want. But after time, maybe you want to change out names. If you wanted to change like an internal page, I just clicked on that residence tab. Here's our edit page. This is our CMS editing tool. Here's that paragraph. It's your basic Microsoft Word editing font and tools. So it should be familiar if you're familiar with like Microsoft Word. Here's your link tool. So if you wanted to link something, a document, a website, either or, all you would have to do is click this link tool after you highlighted what you wanted that link to go to. So it's all part of editing. We do a training. Usually it's like a 1 to 4 hour training session before we hand over the website. And then we even give the website before it goes live to you. That way you can kind of, get into the site and you're not just, thrown in, while it's live. So you can kind of get a feel. You can go in and use the tools. And we also offer a license that, beforehand we'll let you, go in and use our editing tool like I'm using right now. That way you can get a feel for, everything. And
Would you manage it at the town level?
At the town level, presently I'm managing it at the town level, yeah. But on a joint website, if the town and the village did this together, is it possible to have 2 managers?
Two like editors?
Right, I mean, I would do the town and somebody else will do the village.
Yep, definitely. So we can do it a few different ways, kind of just how you see fit. We actually give up to like 4 editing licenses with our custom services. So even if you both had like another person on your team that would maybe do some edits too, that's all right into our price already. So yeah, you can add more people. We can have different, we could just do like the joint page and then, all that information's on there. Or we even from like the home page, we can like, here's like Salem, Missouri. They've got like, we call them like microsites within the page, within the website. So they've got like one singular like page, but then people can like visit different pages. Or we can just have it just, like a normal home page that they go right here and it'll say, the Swanton, village and town of Swanton or something like that. Our design team, that's what they specialize in. We've got a team dedicated for the design phase that build out a totally custom site, bringing in all of your, things that make your, town and village, itself.
Okay, should be all right.
So they're gonna, you were talking before, way in the beginning about the stuff automatically going to our Facebook page.
Yes.
From here.
Yeah, that's the news center. So here, let me pull up one of them. So yeah, you'll have, here's another thing here, just to go back on the like marketing and things and bringing people in. We can have different sections here for work, bring business, when you live there and when you play there. But as far as like the news center here, I think it was on Troy that I was just looking at. Yeah, Troy's. So these are like the latest news that's happening in the city of Troy. These all link to their social media. So when you make an update here to the news center, like say it's this live meeting webcast, this thing would also be then posted on social media without you having to do it twice.
That's us.
I think so. I think I can even figure it out.
No.
Oh, that's what he's asking.
Yeah, I'll just come ask somebody. Yeah.
We'll get down to the price. What are we looking at? For setup, yearly maintenance, whatnot. What
Yep.
are we talking here?
Yeah, so we had discussed some of this already. Basically, we do it for a migration, moving all of your old content to the new site. We that's moving pages and documents, and we don't move like old calendar events or like any old like material. Brian mentioned too that you had some really old outdated minutes and things that probably don't need to be migrated. So it's $3 per page or document that we migrate. And from my counts, I think I had do a quick little check here. So yeah, the village has about 156 pages. I'm pretty sure that they had a calendar in there. So I usually go on the lower end. So chances are it's going to be between like 100 and 125 pages would be migrating from the village website. And then for the town website, what did I do on that? Yeah, that was the village.
No, I thought I said.
There's
Oh,
some
they're
things
both
on the
Here's the town, yeah. So the town. And then we do a design fee, and that's for 5,500. Yeah, so the town's got a lot more pages, but a lot of these are. I would probably say this is going to really be around like 500 to 550 for the town pages. $3 per page, so it's around 1,500 for the town, and around, we'll just estimate it like 300 for the village, migrating those pages. That's just a one-time fee. That's just to move everything over. And then we've got a design fee that we charge to design the website, map it out, put all that content in there, and that's for 5,500.
Is that per community, or is that just for both,
That's for the whole site.
for the whole site,
So
town
that's-
and village?
Yep. So that's how you're saving money there, doing the joint website. If the time payment that you did want, a separate site, yeah, it would be that each. But since we're doing a joint combined site, we can leverage that. We mentioned too we do have some add-ons here. Let me see here. I mentioned before the interactive forms, that if you want people to have like the ability to do these fillable forms, this is an extra charge. This is an add-on to that design fee, and also the e-notification. So if you want people to be able to sign up for alerts on special pages on the website, you get either an email or a text alert. That's an added fee too. For the forms, the interactive forms, it's a one-time fee, and that's of I think it's right around 1,800, so 1,800. That's a one-time fee. And then for the what do you call this, e-notification, a one-time fee of $500.
Excuse me, did you say that again?
For the e-notification, it's a one-time fee of $500 added to that design fee.
Thank you. And what's the yearly maintenance fee?
Yep, for yearly maintenance, that covers just the standard hosting. It starts at the 1,800, so 1,800. And if we do have the add-ons, if we do the interactive forms add-on, that adds the annual fee, just because there's maintenance involved with doing all that interactive online forms and processing. That's an additional 900 for annually. And for the e-notification, e-notification, that's also an additional annual fee, just because there's maintenance involved, and that's for $400 per year.
What was the last one you said?
400,
And what was that for?
the e-notification annual fee.
That's yearly.
And those don't have to be put in, those are just optional add-ons if you see fit. They can be added on. They can be added on later if you don't want to do it right away. So we can just build a standard site, a combo site for a one-time fee of that design fee of $5,500, and then the annual fee of $1,800. And you can add add-ons later if you see fit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, you got some people that wanna see the minutes every time they're posted. I mean, they could go in here, put their email, and just tag the minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Rather than having to send them emails all the time.
Yeah, and it's not that,
Yeah,
not that expensive either.
yeah.
Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Brian. Could you, could I trouble you just to send me an email tomorrow morning with these numbers in them, so I'll have it in print?
Oh, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I can.
You'll have everything we went over today.
Thank you, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, initially, the biggest part is still having somebody to manage the site. But if the site is non-manageable like ours is, it's time consuming. So if this is easy to access and pretty elementary, then it'll get used more, it'll get accessed more, it'll get updated more. So that, to me, that's the positive in this, so.
And the positive for our site is I can go in and manage it, but when something goes wrong, I have no person, no live body I can call.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know, it's terrible, and they've sold, so it's even worse.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well,
See, that was the question I had, sorry. That was the question I had initially. If we're in there and we're editing, we mess it up, who do we call?
right.
So it's 8 to 8, and you, as long as you get a person, you don't get an answering machine, and they call you 3 days later.
So, if I might interject too, just because I have some info that might help this. We're here definitely for any support. We're here for you. But we have this cool thing of a history that it archives any change that you've made to the page. So I was doing some demos this afternoon for different organizations, and I added some pictures in here, and I added links to here. I can go to my history button here, and if I click on this, it'll pull up all the changes that I made to the website. So if I did mess something up, or maybe someone put something up ahead of time that wasn't supposed to, and let's say I did, I want to go back to what I had this afternoon on the site, I can just copy this version in one click. It automatically pulls in the photo I had earlier, the links I had to the document. I also created an online form so people can send pictures of their pet. And as soon as I hit save, it's going to go live back to the website. So instead of just that paragraph that we saw when I first pulled it up, here's all that things that were here this afternoon before I brought it back to its original state. So it's an easy way that you can fix a mistake that you did, or you can call us up and we're here to fix you if it's something major. But chances are, it's not going to be a huge thing that you did wrong. You don't have the ability to delete everything. Don't worry.
That's a good thing.
Okay, yeah.
How long a process is this if it's something we want to move forward with?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How long a process is it if something we want to move forward with to actually do this?
Yeah, no problem. Yep. Right now we're about like 4 to 6 months on a of start to finish that you deliver a live site. Right now is kind of the busy season because a lot of budgets are getting figured out. A lot of people are now kind of finally pulling the trigger and getting things rolling. So obviously it's a first come first serve once we can get you in that schedule, but no longer than that 6 months.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
pretty much no.
Cool. Anybody?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's a step needed to rebrand
Long
our
overdue.
community. I mean, it's long overdue. I think it will make a lot of the miscommunications the community members are getting more streamlined, especially being able to do e-notifications and such. We'll be able to communicate better with everybody in the community.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time, Brian.
I'll
I'll look for your email. Thank you.
Yep, I'll get that over, and just a final note, yeah, everything we have, we built in-house, so we can add and subtract anything we need, so, you know, basically, if you've ever thought of it, I bet another town or village has too, and we, you know, incorporated some way to make it happen, so appreciate everyone's time, and I'll get that info over, and hopefully, you know, we'll be working together soon.
Okay,
All right,
thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you all. Have a great night.
You also.
I'm gonna give you a list of 4 or 5 people that are using it now, that you can check with.
Yeah, St. Albans Town is the first one to check it. Now, also, not for tonight, but this gentleman is on there, Paul Hansen, another website developer that contacted me, so at some point I'll give him a phone call or.
Sure.
Well, you have somebody else.
Yeah, this gentleman is there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but not for tonight, just.
We already got enough on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, any other discussion on that?
Well, we're going to get another presentation from somebody else.
Well, if he's willing to do so, yeah.
Yeah.
If, you know, we get you guys, we have that other gentleman that's on there, Paul, is also with another company that also does website development, so he'd like to make presentations, well, not tonight. But, you know, at some point we can get together again. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Paul, if you can hear me, if you can, just send me an email tomorrow morning and with your contact information, so I'll have it fresh and I'll give you a call either tomorrow or Thursday.
Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Steve brought up the getting 3 references or 3 other. For the first guy, you should do this for the second guy too.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. If you pick them, so you didn't send us the friendly ones, you know.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
I would.
that's, we're all good on that? Okay. Executive session, discuss real estate.
Oh, one thing,
No.
you don't want to.
No, just, what were you gonna say?
I want to hand out this, something that I feel that should be done as a community and not as just an individual.
Yeah, I gotta use that too, so.
And I want to pass these around. This is something to look at. It's not on the agenda for tonight. I don't know if I got enough copies. Can
You should, Tim?
Yeah. Alright, and we'll pass
I don't need one, I have to.
over to the trustees and the village manager.
It's a yellow and a white paper. for
Yeah.
each.
Two down here.
This was just brought up the other day.
Yeah.
This was just brought to our attention, we told them we'd put it on for the next agenda.
Yeah.
We had too much on this.
Okay, yeah, I know, but I wanted to give everybody, to give them a copy of what has been discussed and what's been looked at. The, this one right here is the Vermont League of Cities and Towns recommendation for our communities. There's a group of concerned citizens that have looked at that. They made a change on the white page. The change that they made on that is highlighted underneath in the yellow. But I would, you know, everybody can take a look at it. It's not on the agenda, but I really think it's something we need to do as a town and a village, and it should be on our agenda for our next joint meeting.
Sounds like a plan.
And at that point in time, you can bring comments and maybe we can make some changes to it, but I think it's something that's gonna really look good on our website.
Okay.
Earl, do you envision having an attorney look at this for us, and maybe our insurance carrier?
Well, it's possible, but I don't know, because the language came from the Vermont Leagues and Cities and Towns, I would assume that they've gone
Well, I'd
through.
like, but they're not gonna
Okay.
provide litigation expense for us,
Yeah,
so I'd like to see what our attorney would have to say about it, and our insurance carrier.
okay,
We got a policy, we can be sued.
Well, it's something that we have to investigate. More work for Brian.
I mean, the league has their attorney, we could throw that to them and they would look at this, I believe, see.
Yeah, this one, I mean, it's.
That is off the
They
league, so
produced
city
this.
town.
This is vetted.
This one here has been changed, altered, yep, so it should be looked at, you're right.
Highlighted area.
Yeah, it's that highlighted area.
Unconscious bias.
Well, if you wanna talk about one, we can put it on the next agenda so we can discuss
Yeah.
it too, so that's fine.
Maybe we'll have an answer by that time and so we'll know what it.
Alright, I'll entertain a motion to go in executive session, discuss real estate.
I'll move.
Someone's gotta read it. Oh, you gotta do the bonfire too, or else we're gonna make a motion.
Oh, I'll get my minutes back here.
Might need
I
your
have
glasses.
glasses on too. I move that we find that we enter executive session for the select board to receive confidential contract and personal information for which the premature disclosure of it to the general public would clearly place the select board, and particularly at this meeting, the village trustees and others at substantial disadvantage.
Alright, second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it.
I move that based on our just made findings that premature disclosure would place the select board and others at substantial disadvantage, we enter executive session.
Second,
Second.
second on that, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, we're now in executive session at 7:58.
The minute should know that the village trustees